Alright, so some of y'all know we live in the country, and you think, hey, you live in the country. I live on a country road. We live out past where the blacktop ends. So these are our roads right here. I don't know how well you can tell. I got my windows up just so that y'all can hear over the wind noise and everything. And last night, actually this morning, it's about 5:30, 6 o'clock, we got over 4 inches worth of rain in less than 45 minutes. Now, because of that, the rain washed out an entire section of this road. I'm gonna try and video it for you, but somebody's already gone through with the tractor, because we know the county didn't come out and do it this quick, and filled in the hole. Now the hole was big enough, it literally swallowed my Jeep, okay? And I got to work today and we took it back, checked the alignment, had to make a little adjustment and all that. But anyway, now we're gonna survey the damage to the driveway. Now I don't know how much you're gonna be able to see. You ain't gonna be able to see nothing if you can't point the camera in the right way. But all of this right here is gone. That's roughly about a foot deep now, okay? And this is up on the good end of the driveway. I'm about to show you right here. I haven't cut ditches on either side, and you'll understand why I'm cutting the ditch as soon as I show you this. But this is where the driveway gets fun. Okay, that don't look too bad, right? See if I can do this. That's probably about 10 to 12 inches deep there, because it's over the top of my boot. And then you get nice little holes like this all of a sudden. All the dirt is down there now. So we're gonna spin this around. Now you can kind of tell how much washes away every time it rains. And that's just that area. Our driveway is almost 1/4 mile long. So yeah, it's parts of it are good, parts of it are bad, but most of it is like that right there. So now let's ease on down through here. And for the sake of trying to film, I'm gonna straddle that part. Now all of this wasn't here last night. I mean, this is new driveway that was added from the top part of the driveway. And at 7 o'clock this morning when I left, I don't know how well you're gonna be able to make out that grass that's laid down right there. There was a river basically pouring out of here. So, you know, and there ain't much of a creek here. It's just a little bitty drainage, but still gets quite a bit of water flowing through it when you get that much water all at once. Now, I'm gonna get out and we'll look at this part. Okay, so all of this right here is what we're looking at. That crater and that part right there. So all of that dirt that came from those two craters, those washes right there, now it's right here in front of the Jeep. None of this was here last night when we went to bed, okay? This morning that rain came in, like I said, it was over 4 inches of rain in less than 45 minutes, and it just washed all of the stuff from right here where those holes were all the way down. So that's why we're trying to dig the ditches down the side to help the water not come across the driveway. Because this is what's created right at the top of where that washed out. There's a natural depression right here where the water from this hill over here used to run down, and you can kind of make out a little, almost like a ditch line that runs right through there and over to the bottom of that tree and then on out. And all of that water would then dump into that creek that we just crossed on the bridge. So what we're trying to do is basically divert the water. We're not trying to get rid of it. I mean, you're never going to. We're just trying to make it go where we want it to go, and not right here, and not wash all of that out. Now, I received a lot of comments on my last video, you know. Some people have messaged me on other platforms and stuff, basically telling me, you know, hey, just put gravel down. Well, you can put gravel down, that's fine. The problem is, with that much water coming down that fast, it just washes the gravel away as well, like it did on the road up there. So we've got to get the ditches in and get the base down first before we can put the gravel down, or it's just we're gonna have the same problem. You know, in fact, I'll show you here real quick. I didn't notice this when I left this morning. Right here in front of my Jeep, you can see some gravel right there. That's some old busted concrete and stuff that we had used to fill in some low spots that were there to begin with. And you can tell that now they're actually humped up and the water's going around them. And if we look down the ditch line here, it looks like it held pretty well, but you can tell, I don't know if I can zoom in, there we go. You can tell right there how much water was going through, because it like pressure washed the end of that ditch out even further. So let's go see what the other side of the ditch looks like down here where the pond is. All right, so this is right down here. You can tell this is where that water from that ditch line up there that we cut runs into this little depression right here, and this is where it exits. We'll walk down in there a little bit. I'm gonna step on her flowers, but don't tell her. She don't watch these videos anyway, so she'll never know. So that all comes down here towards the bottom, and that new ditch line comes in right here. This right here is where it comes across from the rest of the side of that hill. And then it runs on down here kind of under that cedar tree and just winds on down through the middle of nowhere there. We'll actually walk up here through the woods a little bit. That'll kind of get us away from the dogs. They won't be barking as bad. So that creek runs right down through here, over these big old rocks, down this way. So right back here is where we were looking, and you can tell we got some little water running across the rocks, making it all purty. And it comes down, comes under this walk bridge, and that is roughly about 5.5 foot down from where my feet are to the bottom. And it's only about 4 foot wide. Then it comes all the way down, circles way down here to another depression, and joins up with that creek that we crossed with the Jeep on that bridge. So they join up right down in here somewhere, and that's where we're going to build the big pond eventually. But that's basically what kind of water stuff we're facing, you know. And like I said, some people had commented, you know, put gravel down. Some people had commented, you know, put wood chips down, and they use that in their area. And I can see where you would do that under gravel. The problem is we got it built up, we got to get it built up enough to hold gravel and get the water to shed off of it without taking everything with it before we can ever try to attempt to put down any gravel. So that's kind of explains why we've been doing all the there's 2 new rabbits on my porch.